Should we take another side quest?
Yeah, well, here we go.
Yep, this is the Sidequest Chronicles.
All right, and welcome to Sidequest Chronicles. And for a second there, I thought I did it wrong.
You doubted yourself.
I did. It's been one of those mornings.
Right.
Yeah. You see, I'm in a different position.
Yeah, see that. You look a lot more cozy, comfortable.
Yeah, I got this lapel mic so I can actually relax a little bit.
There you go. A little more laid back.
Oh. Yeah. So, yeah. So I guess we'll get right into the side quest of the week. This is something I ran across this on my TV. I have a Samsung TV and it's a smart TV. It has Samsung TV on it, which is live channels and stuff like that, which are not really live. It's just like they're themed channels, and they have a Dungeons and Dragons. And they have Dungeons and Dragons one, and I ran across one. There was a Dungeons and Dragons show on, and I wanted to say, Stu Mocker and Billy from Scream are D&D nerds because they were on this one show. I mean, I should say, I should. Well, they have
Skeet,
actually
Ulrich,
real
and
names.
Mathew Lillard.
Mathew Lillard, yeah, and well, Mathew Lillard's on the show all the time. He's actually one of the hosts.
So he actually owns or is part owner of a whiskey company that is D&D themed, and I don't know how many they've come out with, but yeah, they were releasing like a different whiskey every X amount of months or whatever, and each one was supposed to be a different like D&D class.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, his partners in that venture is part of the show as well.
Oh, okay.
I did a little research myself.
Nice. I didn't realize there was just like a show he was on with it.
Yeah, it's called Kill Purple Worm Go Go or something like that.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's called Purple Worm Kill Kill. I don't know. It's a D&D show. One of his, I recognized when I pulled up the company information that the picture of it. I recognized several of them being on the show, and I'm using my hands a lot. And I think I used.
I thought I was gonna have to ask you if you were having a stroke. Like, do you smell toast? Purple dragon wizard. Like, calling an NFL play. Omaha.
Oh yeah. No, I saw that, and then there was another, and it's on Samsung TV. So when you turn it on, the channel's on it. Somehow it got on the channel, so the channel's on it all the time, and I turn it on every night, and that show's on, and there he is, Mathew Lillard. And then one night there was Skeet Ulrich right next to him. I was like, oh my gosh.
That's awesome. That's great.
I was like, they're both playing D&D, and they're D&D nerds, so it's like your horror duo from last week are D&D nerds.
Oh yeah, it's surprising how much of Hollywood or like just famous people in general play D&D or Magic the Gathering or some kind of like nerd stuff. Like they're just people. Like we forget that.
Yeah.
Like of course they're gonna be nerds too, man.
Yeah, and
D&D is actually really good for like improving in acting because you have to like think on your feet and come up with your story like on the spot. So like it's actually really good for acting.
A lot of actors do play it because it's just that's just what they do on a daily basis too.
Oh yeah. It comes natural to them almost.
Well, and improv, I believe improv is one of the stages of learning to become an actor. You know, there's improv groups that they end up joining to teach them how to do improv and teach them acting too, to learn on your feet. So
yeah, I think more so in like comedy, but yeah, I think it's pretty much across the board.
Right.
Just because, I mean, what if the your scene partner goes off script, and now you're like, whoa, shit. Or if you know how to improv, you can just roll with it, be good to go.
Yeah, listening to a lot of other podcasts of other celebrities and stuff like that, and they talk about,
Mm.
like, these guys are comedians and stuff like that. They talk about all these different groups that they go through besides actually, and and one of the bigger names of comedians, before they get their big break, is Saturday Night Live.
Oh yeah, for sure. Oh yeah,
Is
like
Saturday
Adam
Night Live?
Sandler, freaking Chris
Yeah.
Farley. Like there's been so many people that came out of Saturday Night Live.
Oh yeah, it's like and almost a good majority of them that goes through Saturday Night Live becomes real big in movies and comedies and stuff like that. So,
But yeah, and
yeah.
even if they're not necessarily acting, like a lot of the like they'll go on to direct and write and stuff like that
Oh
too.
yeah. Yeah. What was it? One of the people that I just it just amazes me. She has a famous father, Bryce Dallas Howard.
Oh, okay.
It's
Yeah.
like
Ron
it's
Howard's
like
daughter, right?
Ron Howard, yeah,
Yeah.
and she's like she does both all the time. It's like
Hmm.
she's directing and she's acting too, and she doesn't. It seems like she doesn't want to stop acting too, but she also wants to do a lot of directing. So
Oh
it's
yeah.
just kind of
Well,
like
she
like
seems to be really good at both of them. So.
oh yeah, she's done a lot of The Mandalorian. She's
Oh
done
yeah. I was trying to. There was
she's
something in
done
my head that I knew she directed like a few things of, and I couldn't think of it, but it was The Mandalorian.
The Mandalorian is definitely one of the big ones that she's done.
Mm.
Well, a lot of people's done Mandalorian as well.
Well,
So
yeah, yeah, yeah. Which is kind of cool
you
that
know,
they do that,
yeah. Um,
like bring
but
in
yeah,
other directors and.
I'm gonna steer this side quest back to
Yep,
the
yep, yep.
regular side
I saw it
quest.
coming too.
Well, I kept thinking of it's like we were talking about directors and stuff, and then Bryce Dallas Howard popped in my head. I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
here we go. We're about three different subjects removed from the original subject.
Well, then we
But
started talking Mandalorian. I was like, okay, when's he gonna get this back on track for me?
yeah, that's what I was like, okay, we're not ready to talk about the Mandalorian yet. And we talked about Star Wars last week, so I'm trying to stay
Yeah.
away. Trying to keep. I mean, although I have knowledge, I have
Oh yeah.
thoughts that
Yeah.
I can fill a 1 hour Star Wars podcast by myself. But um, but uh, speaking of the two actors we originally talked about, Skeet and Matthew Lillard. It's like
Mhm.
I did watch the original Scream the other day,
Yeah.
and I was like, it holds up good. I liked it. I mean, I
Oh,
still like it.
it's probably my favorite horror movie, and it's probably in my top five of favorite movies. Like just I watch it quite a bit. Like I watched it again yesterday.
So that's when I watched it yesterday because one of my sons my son
Mm.
is Tyler. He was homeschooled yesterday because
Oh.
he got in trouble at school and got suspended for a day.
Oh no.
So yeah, he's a little yeah, it's we got some work to do with
Kids.
him.
It happened.
But so but yeah, we watched it together. It's like
Honest.
um it it just holds up good. I just look, and it's amazing how many different big name actors are in this movie too. You
Oh
know,
yeah. Like what is it? Rose McGowan, freaking Jamie Kennedy, David Arquette,
yeah,
Courtney Cox. Like
yep.
there's a ton of them in
Uh, and then yeah, it's like well, even Matthew Lillard and Skeet. It's like
there.
they're
Oh yeah.
big names too. It's like
Yeah.
Matthew Lillard went on to do lots of different films, and like he is the
Yeah,
only
and he was
Shaggy
Shaggy.
for me. Yep, Shaggy. He was the best live action Shaggy. He had to be. I mean, he
Oh yeah,
played.
there's no other. Like it's only Matthew Lillard. Like there's no other person that could pull off that character as well as he did.
Yeah, it's just the genius of the whole thought of that movie. It's like the premise. It's like you don't know who the killer is, and they mask it very well.
But if you like after watching it, you're like Ricky Bobby. What do I do with my hands?
I know. It's like I'm
Yes,
well,
it was a good race. Lap 3 got real tight, but
I'm used to at the table, so my hands are underneath the table, and you can't see what I'm doing with my hands. So I'm probably
okay.
doing the same thing, but it's like you can actually see. Yay.
Yeah, mine are like
Sorry.
under my legs, so like I don't do that. Uh, but yeah, and so if you've already seen the, and now I'm using my fucking hand. Jesus Christ. If you've already seen the movie and then you go back and watch it again, like it's fucking obvious who did it. Like it's right there.
Yeah.
They tell you who did it. But the first time through, you don't notice that.
Yeah, and Stu is a little too uh, zealous about the whole situation, you know.
Well, yeah. You feel excited.
Yeah, it's like,
But
and
but
then
there's the scene after uh Casey gets killed in the first scene, where they're at the school and they're all sitting outside. Like the conversation they have, like Stu and Billy, like their eye contact, their body language, even the words they say, like they tell you that they did it.
yeah, yeah, it's funny.
Yeah.
It's a great
I
movie,
like
great
that it's
movie.
very it's self-aware and it points out everything that they're gonna do anyway, but then they still do it. Like I think
Yeah,
that's why I've always liked them because of that fact.
yeah. And the reveal at the end was hilarious. Was great. You
Oh
know,
yeah. We all go a little
he's
mad sometimes.
yeah, he's like acting as he's going down the steps like he's hurt. He said, and then all of a sudden he just straights up. Yeah, we all go a little mad sometimes.
Yeah.
It's like what?
Yeah, then he'd like licking the blood off his fingers. Corn syrup. That's what they
Corn
use for
syrup.
pig's blood and carry.
It's like no way. Drop that bomb.
I know each
And
new
then
one
Stu.
I try to see if I can like point out from the beginning like who it is, and like I feel like I'm never right somehow.
I
But kinda at the same
I
time.
kind of the last one. They've done so many. The last one I picked out the one of the bad guy. I didn't know it was a family affair,
Oh,
but
okay.
I
Yeah, they kind of
I
threw
picked
that wrench in there. There's three of them.
I knew the cop right away. I was like, yeah, the cop's it.
Okay. Yeah, I had
That's
no
what I thought.
idea with the sister. I was like, no, she died. What the fuck?
Yeah, she's dead.
That
Yeah.
one that one took me by surprise.
Yep. That's
Which
the
was a good
surprising part.
twist.
I did kind of like the twist that they went with the Billy Loomis's daughter
Oh
or
yeah.
brother sister or whatever she is,
It's his
and
daughter. Yeah.
yeah, I like how she's like just give in to the hate, you know,
Yeah. I
give
like
in,
that they
give.
tied that in together. I'm curious to see what they do in the next one because she's not in it.
Nope,
Neither is her sister.
nope. They're gonna have to go. They're going a different direction, I guess.
So I
So
know Nev Campbell's coming back. She's on board. And I know Mathew Lillard and the killer from I believe it was the third one. Uh,
Scott Foley,
yeah, Sydney's brother, the
yeah,
the
Scott
the
Foley,
only single killer. Yeah, I know
yeah.
he's on board, signed on to do seven.
How did
So I don't know if there's gonna be. Yeah, he straight up fucking died. Uh, so I think they might be doing some like flashback thing, or maybe not flashbacks, more like they did with Billy and I forget her name, but his daughter. like in
Well,
in her head kind of thing. So it could be
Stu
like,
could actually.
oh, Sydney's finally like seeing her brother in her head and he's talking to her kind of deal.
So Stu could still be alive. They never really elaborated
Yeah,
because
there's fan theories that he's still alive.
the way he technically died, he,
Mm,
he was stabbed a couple times, but then he got the the TV thrown on top of him.
yeah.
But Dewey was stabbed multiple times, many times, and
Oh
he
yeah.
still survived.
Yeah.
So just a TV being smacked onto you, yeah, you could be in a coma for like 20 years or so, but
I was gonna say he was bleeding out and got electrocuted,
yeah,
but like you said, it wasn't a for sure, so maybe, and he's been hiding all these years. I know people were thinking he was gonna uh, be one of the killers in 5 or 6, but then it never happened.
mm,
I think in the last one they actually like they mention it in the movie, like Randy's niece, I forget her name, but the curly hair and stuff. She
yeah.
when she's going through like all the different scenarios or whatever, she mentions, oh, and if you're one of the people that thinks like Stu's alive or whatever.
Well, um, yeah, it's soap opera rules. Unless you actually see the body completely dead,
Yeah,
and the doctor's standing over him saying time of death, blah blah blah, you got your um, then they can still be alive.
sure.
So
Even then, they could still have like a twin brother.
true. It's like Stu could have had, or family does look like each other. Stu could have had a little brother. You know, I
Yeah,
mean,
I don't think he did, but I mean, I guess they never really say if he did. But I
they
don't know.
just
It'll be
they just
interesting
said
to
it's
see what they do.
that's a pretty big ass house that he had to only be an
Yeah,
only child.
I don't know, maybe his parents were loaded. I don't know.
Oh no, his parents definitely was loaded, but
Well, yeah,
they had a
doesn't mean they had to
boat.
have more than one kid.
True. I don't know, but anyway, I can't wait to watch. I'm gonna watch the second one here pretty soon. We
Nice.
might end up talking about Scream for a little while. I mean,
Anybody who knows me knows I'm down for that. So,
so
unless it's the fourth one, I
uh,
refuse to acknowledge that that one exists.
the fourth one. What was the fourth one?
Exactly.
Oh, okay,
So the third one is the movie set, and then the fifth
right.
one is when they start rebooting it. So it's that one in the middle, and I think freaking Hayden Panettiere is in it. She,
Uh,
the girl from Heroes.
right.
See, and
She's
I
in
don't
the
even,
last one too.
yeah, I don't fully remember what happens because I've only seen it a couple times because it's my least favorite one. But it's just, I don't know, it didn't feel the same.
Right. I'm trying to. Yeah, I just don't think I don't remember watching it.
Yeah, I don't
I
even
think
remember.
I.
So when the fifth one came out, I was like, wait, number 5, there's only 3. I completely missed 4 even coming out. So then I went back and watched it. I was like, oh, that's why. Cool. So 5.
Yeah. It might have been during my drinking days. Yeah, it probably was definitely during my drinking days when I watched it.
We'll just blame it
So
on
I
that energy.
probably yeah, it's no, it is funny. I am watching movies. I am going back and watching some movies that we watched
Mhm.
during that time, and I'm realizing, oh crap, I never really watched this movie. I just passed out during
I don't remember
it.
any of this.
Wow, this is like watching a new movie all over again.
Brand new experience. So Scream 4
Yeah.
came out in 2011.
Oh wow. Yeah, I don't think I watched it till like at least 2000. Yeah, it was probably around 2015, 2016 when I watched it.
Okay.
Because
Yeah,
I
it
did.
it wasn't a strong one.
Did you ever watch the TV show?
I I don't remember how many seasons there are, but I know I did watch it, but I never finished it because it's not Scream. It's a horror TV show that they slapped the Scream name on so people would watch it. Like
True.
it's not the not even fucking close to the movies.
Right.
But what I remember watching, it was okay.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
Hmm.
Um, unless they did bring out a new season without me knowing it, I've watched all of them, and they left the last one in a cliffhanger.
Oh, okay.
So that's
Yeah, because it
that's the
was
only
it
thing I
was
can remember.
multiple seasons, right?
Yeah, 2 or 3 because I remember watching
Okay.
it for days.
Okay. Yeah, I think I've at least finished the first season, I believe. I think I only have like maybe one season left, however many that is.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So we're gonna move on to the next subject,
Yeah.
and I think let's see. I'll actually look at the show doc here. Um, we're gonna do a we did this with the Sarah Chronicle with Sarah Chronicle. I am cracking up now. Okay, we did this with Terminator. We're gonna
Yeah.
do this with Harry Potter. What
Okay.
if Voldemort won?
So are we saying what if Voldemort killed Harry as a baby? One or one like after he came back?
Oh shit.
I mean, because if
Yeah.
he just killed him as a baby, then I mean, well, Voldemort fucking takes over. There is no
Uh,
story.
okay. Since we do got all the movies and everything, I'd
Yeah.
say what if Voldemort won when Harry Potter pulled all his resurrection bullshit, came back just to die again.
Okay. Okay.
What if Voldemort
I
beat Harry Potter?
I mean, it'd be a dark, dark world. Because,
Oh
like,
yeah,
he wouldn't just stop at the wizard world. Like, he'd start going out into the muggle world, and he would just take over. He would reign. He would be
yeah.
the ruler of the planet.
He would take. Yeah, he would definitely take over. We'd probably we'd probably go into like a nuclear war. I mean,
Yeah,
because
almost like a
you know,
Holocaust.
yeah, because we're not going to be able to. Normal Muggles ain't going to be able to defeat them, or we might not even understand them too. You know.
Yeah, I guess then, like, at some point, military is going to get involved.
Yeah, that's what I say. The military, and
Yeah.
then will be bombs dropped, and and
Whoa, that got
I don't
crazy
know. I
real
mean,
quick.
I would probably think that our military, we should be able to defeat him. Just find out where he is and just drop a bomb on him. I
Yeah, but
mean,
there's
he should
protection spells
die.
and everything.
What if he doesn't know it's coming?
I mean, he's got to know something's coming. He's Voldemort. He's
Well,
evil. He's not
that's
stupid.
yeah,
He's actually pretty smart. He brought himself back from the dead.
true.
I can't do that. Can you do that? Well, it's also magic, but
Oh, that doesn't exist. Um,
or does it? I've
maybe
seen
in
card
D and
tricks.
D. Yeah, D&D, you can resurrect people, bring them back. Well, in Buffy the Vampire Slayer world, you can bring back people too because Buffy came back to life.
That's true. Yeah. This also isn't Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
True, but there is a witch.
What?
Oh, hey, there you go. Just get Willow involved. Willow could defeat him.
Oh yeah, there you go.
No, now we're going to crossovers.
Yeah, now we're just crossing friggin' Harry Potter and Buffy.
we can't figure out how to beat Baltimore. Now we gotta have to cross over in different into a different crossover from movies to TV, from wizards to vampires.
I mean, Buffy was a movie too. It was a movie first.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, like the late
Yeah, it was.
80s.
Hate to go on a side quest, but I have a little tidbit about that. Apparently,
Okay.
that movie was supposed to kick off the series.
Yeah.
With the same actors,
Okay.
and no, Christy Swanson didn't want to do it, so they got a different girl to play Buffy.
Yeah.
To play Buffy, or no, to play Willow. You still had Sarah Michelle Gellar. They replaced Christy Swanson with Sarah Michelle Gellar. But they had in the original pilot that never showed. They had a different girl in as Willow.
Huh.
But
Interesting.
when they tested it, no one liked that actress as Willow. So they ended up replacing her with Allison Hannigan, which
Okay.
ended up nailing the role.
Oh yeah.
And all is history. But
that's cool.
Yeah, I think Willow might be able to stand a chance against Voldemort.
Yeah.
But
dude, like towards the end, she channeled the like the good side of everything, and she seemed to be like stronger, and she actually like felt good about it. So
yes,
she'd probably be able to hold
true.
her own at least.
Her hair went white, and she divided all the power of the Slayers amongst all the Slayers. There's my hands again.
See, and you got all the Slayers coming in. How did we mix fucking Buffy and Harry Potter?
I don't know. I guess we're it's part of the
question
podcast.
was, what if
Sidequest.
Voldemort defeated Harry Potter?
Our side quest met a crossroads, and that crossroads became the side quest.
Yeah, and then we turned around and went through a cornfield.
Oh, Children of the Corn. There's the new side quest right there.
I haven't seen that in so long.
Okay, so I think the consensus is Baltimore winning is very bad for humanity.
Yeah, like I don't think mortals stand a chance against Voldemort. And and you're not just going against Voldemort. You're going against, you got all the Death Eaters and everything too. You have his whole following.
True. Now, would this be contained because it is an island to Great Britain?
I mean, they can travel wherever they want to.
Do they? Okay, just making sure.
Right? Yeah, pretty sure. Well, because they got. I was just thinking of when like Harry, Ron, and Hermione, they like teleport to some like city, so they're like with everybody, and they all go home during the summer and everything.
True.
So
yeah, but most of it, isn't most of those all English kids and stuff from England?
Yeah, but I assume like you could just disperse from there. Like knowing Voldemort, he wouldn't stop at just all of England. Like he would just keep going.
Have you seen the prequels?
The Fantastic Beasts?
Yes.
I think I've seen the first two. I have not seen the third
one. Okay. I was about to say maybe there's some clue in there on, because they do go over to the United States, don't they?
I believe so. I mean, yeah, they travel just like anybody else.
Okay. I don't know. I've never watched them. I think I watched part of number one. But I don't know.
Well, I mean, like even in the Harry Potter ones, like it's our world. It's just there's also the magical side of it that we don't see because they hide it from us. So like you can still travel freely, I would assume. Because they don't all live like in a magical hidden place. Like during the summer, they all just go home. Like Hermione goes to her home. Her parents are both normal muggles.
I'm sorry, if I was in that position, I would not want to go home. Just let me stay here, right in the Hogwarts castle.
Oh, I know, right? Well, especially Harry, because his home sucked.
I know it's and everybody knew that he had a bad home life. And it's like, why couldn't you just let Harry stay?
Yeah,
I
I'm
mean,
sure there's some legal reasons or some shit. I mean, because they were his legal guardians. They can't just that'd be kidnapping, Howard.
it's funny. It's funny that it's like every episode he like gets in trouble by using his powers, but yet everybody in charge of the Hogwarts and stuff are like, "Oh, it's okay, Harry, you're good to go. We know how crappy your parents are, or your foster parents are, or your
Oh
aunt and
yeah,
uncle
yeah,
is. Your
yeah.
aunt and uncle deserved it. It's okay. We have rules that you're not supposed to use your powers outside of Hogwarts, but you know, your family deserved it."
It wasn't like the only time they had a real issue with it was when was it Umbridge was in there? Dolores. I think that was when he
Yes.
stopped
Oh,
the Death Eater from getting his
his
cousin or whatever the
brother,
hell he is.
or yeah, his cousin.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Dudley.
I didn't. Yeah, I did not like that woman at all. She just
Nobody
rubbed me
did.
the wrong
She is the
way.
worst character in that entire series.
Um, oh my goodness. All the signs up on the wall. I felt bad for the. I mean, he deserved it because he was right there with her, wanting to put all these rules in their place. But he had to put all the signs up all
Oh,
naturally, like
Filch.
pounding
Yeah,
and filch. Yeah, like
yeah.
all the different size ladders he had to use to get up higher and higher.
Right. Okay. So, yes, again, all these different ladders to hammer in these signs. They're a school of witchcraft and wizardry. There's no better way to do that. None
And,
whatsoever. You have paintings that literally move. They go from painting to painting. And you have to get a ladder and a hammer and nail to hang up a fucking sign. Wand that shit up there.
you can't solve everything with magic.
Most things, though. Pretty sure that's fucking one you can.
I don't know. I don't know if I said the quote right, but that was from a different movie.
I recognized the sentiment, but I didn't recognize what it was from.
Dungeons and Dragons, the new one.
Yeah, okay. There it is.
Chris Pine's always saying, "Don't you have a magic solution?"
Yeah.
There's not a magic solution about everything. Well, how do you
I
think
feel
we
like
should do
most
this,
things, though.
Matt? And then they ask him, "How do you think? How can we do this?" And he's like, "Through magic."
Yeah, of course. It's most effective.
So yeah, okay. Voldemort bad, very bad.
Yeah,
So let's just, I mean, we just make sure Harry Potter stays alive.
yeah, pretty much. Or at least somebody kills Voldemort. Like, come up and, like, release, like, prison inmates and just get them shanked or something. Like, probably work.
I see. I I don't know what is with me. Most of a lot of these movies that are going to the two movie format for the final book.
Yeah.
It's like that first movie the first part. I hate because
Well, because
there's
it's
a
all the
lot of
setup for everything that's going to happen in the second one.
yes. It's freaking boring to watch. It's like just get to the action packed finale. That's it. You know,
Yeah, fair enough.
it's
But if
like
they tried
they
to
did.
do all of that into one movie, like it would either be super long or there'd be so much cut out that it'd be disappointing.
It would be Marvel movie.
Yeah. Well,
It's like
they're
Endgame,
already cutting out a bunch going from book to movie anyway. So now you're
right?
going from book to two movies. Oh, now down to one movie. Now you're cutting out even more stuff. Like,
Yeah,
I get why they did it in two. Well,
because
number
they
one
did.
reason is money.
Yes. Well, they did that. They also did that. They did the same thing in Twilight. Yes, I'm bringing up
Oh, yeah.
Twilight.
Well, they did
because
in Hunger Games too.
yes, true. It's like, yeah, I don't know, and most of the time I just skip the part 1 and get right to the part 2.
Just go straight to it. Just have no idea what's
Yeah,
happening because you skipped the setup.
yeah. Well, I've seen the movies before. I know what's happening. Just get right to the action-packed
Okay.
part that I like.
It's funny you bring that up. The other night, so we also have TV that has just channels that come up. So we have it on one of the movie channels most of the time, whatever category we end up on. And the other night, Titanic came on, and I love that movie. It's a great movie. So I watched it. And as we're watching it, fuck, where was I going with the story, Howard?
I
Titanic.
don't know.
God damn it. Okay, movies, Titanic. What were we talking about just before this?
2-part movies.
Yep. Oh, yes. We were watching Titanic, and Christina mentioned when she was younger that she loved Titanic. Her and her friend would watch it all the time, but they had the VHS, and it was on 2 VHS because it's such a long movie. They would play the first VHS and not watch the second one because all the fun stuff happens in the first one, and all the dying happens in the second one.
That is very much true. It's like, oh, what else? There's another one that VHS back in VHS days.
Hmm.
God damn it, Pearl Harbor.
Yeah. Okay.
Same thing. Long ass movie, multiple discs or multiple
Yeah.
tapes, and it's like,
Mhm.
and first part of it is, well, the first tape is all set up, and then the second
Yeah.
part's all the action. Well, most of it dying, people dying and
Yeah.
stuff too. So
Yeah.
get packed, but
Same with Titanic.
so all right, we're gonna move on to the next segment. I wanted to talk about vampires. We've
Okay.
talked about a couple of vampire shows.
Yeah.
I kind of mentioned one, but we're gonna try not to talk about those vampires because they suck.
Yeah.
Okay,
Those
all
are my.
vampires suck,
Okay.
but
Did that. All right. So just I will bring them up right now just to get them the fuck out of the way. Those are my least favorite vampires. Twilight, by the way, is what we're talking about. Because the vampires don't sparkle in the goddamn sunlight, they burn. Everybody knows that. That
and that's
that's
why
my main beef with those vampires.
I'm Team Jacob. I got
Gotcha.
a Jacob motorcycle garage.
Okay. For a second, like,
It's
is that actually from the show or from the movies, or is
it
that happens to have the
it's
same name?
from the Forks.
Okay, so kind of.
Yeah, it's a souvenir from when we went to Forks the last time.
Okay.
Um,
Well, I
it's
mean,
meant to
if you're
be.
into Twilight, that's cool.
My wife's into it, and I just follow along.
Fair enough.
But sparkly vampires, I do not. Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Although
Why you gotta make them sparkle, man? Why?
Robert Pattinson's did a complete circle. He completed the circle, went from vampire to bat.
Ah,
Sorry, I'm in rare
that just
form
happened.
today.
That just happened.
Okay, so we got those sparkly vampires, which
Yes.
they have. Each individual ones has their own little superpower. Like Edwards, he could read people's minds. Creepy. One of them can see the
Fit the
future.
character.
Yeah. And Bella herself, she was like a shield, is what they called her.
Okay.
You know, you couldn't. But
So
they had specific.
instead of just getting generalized powers, you got like specific powers.
Right.
So in that world, are they all strong? or like only some of them get super strong, or like
No,
how's that work?
I think the strength is. I think all of them get strength,
Okay.
but it's just more than human strength.
Okay. So like
I'm sure.
strength and super speed, they probably all have, and then they just have like
Yeah,
specific ones that. Okay. I mean,
yeah. They got
that's
to
kind of
just.
cool.
They call them gifts.
Okay.
My gift is I can see in the future. My gift
I
is
mean,
I
that's
can
kind of
read your mind.
a cool take on it, because like you get your
Yeah,
generalized vampire stuff, and then each person has their own specific set of skills.
like the standard um for most vampires is usually mind control, somehow
Yep.
some kind of a mind control,
Yep.
glimmer, com- compelling, or just
Hmm.
straight up mind control. Um, and
Suave.
speed. Yeah, speed is usually it.
Yeah.
Um, you can't walk in during the day, although there's been workarounds in many of the shows, like the Vampire Diaries. Witches would be able to make a daylight ring where you
Oh,
could
okay.
walk during the day, and
Okay.
that's one of the ways they were able to hide their identity as a vampire, because
Oh, okay.
they,
It's kind of cool.
is because
Or
they
you
had a
got
daylight
like,
ring.
or there's the vampires in Blade, where you just put on a bunch of sunscreen and a motorcycle helmet, and you're good to go.
That's true. I mean, and well, even in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, a leather jacket over the
Oh
head worked
yes.
as well.
Or blacking
I
out the
mean,
car windows.
yes, that's another one that Vampire or Buffy the Vampire Slayer did. They blacked out
Yeah.
the windows.
Yep. Give himself a little
Just
spot so he could see, and the sun was shining on the seat
yeah,
next to him.
yeah. Just don't get your arm in the sun, and you won't sizzle.
Yeah, right.
Um,
Like a vampire
like
tattoo. Like, would that heal? Hmm.
vampire tattoo. Um,
Yeah, like if you like harnessed the sun and just burned it in, like would that stay as a burn on him, or it would just heal,
I
wouldn't it?
I don't know. I think it would just heal. I
Huh.
don't know.
Anyway,
Part of
like
I
vampire
think
scarification.
I think in the Vampire Diaries, Damon had tattoos, so maybe.
Well, yeah, no, I was thinking just specifically because of the sun and their vampire skin. Like, if you were to
Mm,
like a magnifying glass on an ant in the sun, like if you were to harness that, and could you do like scarifications on vampires, or would it just heal after
um,
it's done?
I think most
Sorry,
of
my
them they
brain
just
did a side
heal.
quest.
Yeah. Well, like the vampire. I'm gonna just say it right now. I really like the rules of the Vampire Diaries. What they have, like
Okay.
you have the compelling. You can just look in someone's eye and say, "You are going to do this for me."
Hmm.
Um, the human blood does heal you, so if you did get hurt or whatever, you just drink a bunch of human blood. Uh,
Okay.
and your blood actually heals humans. So
Interesting.
if you make a friend that's a human and they're willing to let you drink their blood, you drink their blood a little bit, then you feed them yours and they heal up just perfectly.
Is is would that be considered a familiar?
Maybe.
Because
Yeah,
I think
I
in
believe
yeah, I think in some lore there's familiars where it's a human that helps take care of the vampire, like make sure like
yes.
windows are covered and nobody attacks when they're sleeping during the day and all that stuff. And in return, they get some of the benefits from the vampire, but I think it's usually through the blood, and they get like they don't get to live forever, but they get some of the benefits from it.
I think that's true. I think that's where they're going with that. Maybe
Uh,
not just calling them a familiar, but yeah. And then
I was
if
thinking of
if
What We Do in the Shadows.
oh, I have
Yeah.
not watched that show. I've been wanting to watch it. I keep forgetting to watch it.
Honestly,
But
I've only seen
uh,
the first few episodes. I'm not like a avid watcher.
um, and then you have also if you feed a human blood and then they die with your vampire blood in you, you become a vampire.
Oh, okay.
That's how you make the vampires. Like some of them are just bites. You
Mm,
just be bitten because, or you give them your venom through a bite, or
mm.
you're like some of the classic ones is you're bitten 3 times by the vampire in 3 consecutive nights, and you can become a vampire.
Like a whole ritual.
Yes, and
Or
then
I've
there's
seen ones
yeah,
where like
rituals
you
too.
have to get you have to get bitten, but then once you're bitten, you have to bite them, and then there's like a blood transference that way. I've seen that a couple different times.
And then also there's a couple or one. I think True Blood. You have to be buried with your vampire that's making
Hmm,
you. The vampire has to
interesting.
lay with you in a grave or whatever. I don't know. It's there's
I
some weird rules out there.
think I only watched like maybe the first season of that show, and that was so long ago. I remember nothing about it.
It's a crazy show.
Hmm.
Ugh. But yeah,
Well,
vampires.
yeah, and then there's like they even do the version of vampires in like Supernatural that's different
Oh
from
yeah,
most other ones, and like just the different
those
variations of like teeth that they have, like from different lore to lore. It's crazy.
right. The ones in Supernatural, they actually portray them more like monsters
Yeah, yeah,
compared to some of
yeah.
the
They're
other
not this
ones.
like yeah. It's not the romanticized version that I feel like we usually get with like Interview with the Vampire and Vampire Diaries and stuff like that.
I am 700 years old and I am
Yeah,
I am the Duke of Lore Super Queen.
yeah. It's no, like I'm a monster and I can't function in society. I'm in this fucking hole stealing people so I can eat. Like,
You will find me a 21-year-old girl for me to feast on tonight, and I
yeah, it's
will
just a
heal your
different,
cancer.
yeah, it's a different, I feel like a different point of view of the vampire in
Right.
Supernatural, which I kind of liked.
Yeah, because most of them are usually about the same. Besides the Twilight, the Twinkle
Well,
ones.
yeah, but even all the other stuff still fairly similar to most of the other lores.
Well, it's like even the Twilight werewolves. You can't even really call them werewolves because they don't turn into a werewolf. They turn into an actual wolf.
Yeah, that's more of a like a shapeshifter kind of thing. That's not a werewolf.
Right.
Werewolf's only with the full moon.
Yeah. And
Or is there a name? Animangus? I feel like there's a word for that. When you can just turn into an animal instead. Oh, yeah, like in
Animorph.
going back to Harry, maybe. Well, I was thinking, so going back to Harry Potter, because Sirius can change into a dog, but Lupin is a werewolf. So like, there's two different names for him. I was just trying to remember what the name they
Hmm.
used in that one.
Interesting.
But yeah, I think it's along the lines of Animorph, something.
Animorph. Animorph. Oh my god! I can't believe I was just about to do something. I was about to go Goku. Impossible. But like now, I'm just getting into just crossing all kinds of genres now.
Yeah, right.
So, what is your favorite type of vampire? I mean, does it matter? Or
Ah, I don't know if I really have like a favorite type. Um, I mean, in general, I really like the Blade movies, but I don't. That wasn't necessarily for the vampire specifically. That was just Blade's a fucking
uh,
badass, and those are cool movies.
yeah, which was one of the best
Yeah.
part. That was badass when they brought him in during the Deadpool movie. Spoilers.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Turn away.
If you haven't watched Deadpool yet, go to Disney Plus. Watch it. It's there for free.
Well, and I'm pretty sure, like right before it came out, people knew that he was going to be in it. Like it was
Yeah.
leaked online and stuff. But
So,
oh, I was oh, Underworld. I really like that whole world of vampire Lycan, the dark broodingness of it. So I guess Underworld would probably be one of my favorites, I guess.
yes, and I particularly like the whole organizational organizational part of the underworld. It's where
Yeah, it's like the anti-Vatican.
yes, and it's like you have thousands-year-old vampires that are basically hibernating under the
Yeah,
ground.
yeah, just
Eh,
waiting for something.
yeah, it's a good set of movies. I like those. Um,
Yeah.
but one of my favorite powers of a vampire is the compulsion part. If I was a vampire and I can tell someone to do what I want, I'd I'd like
That's a
wouldn't have to
very
work.
dangerous power.
Yes, and you can get yourself rich off of it too.
Yeah, let's go to the
Just
bank.
walk
Hey, give me
into
all the money. Don't call anybody. Cool.
yeah, fill out one of the deposit or withdrawal forms, put how much you want, and just say, "This is a normal transaction. Just give me the money."
Oh
Just
yeah,
because you can convince the person that it's a normal transaction.
that's
You know,
true. I was just thinking straight up going in there and robbing the place, but I mean that would be a lot more effective.
yeah, you can just hit a couple banks at a time and get what you
Yeah,
need to live off of, and there you go. Or
it's
you
kind
can
of like
hit several banks.
the psychic paper in Doctor Who. Like you show it and it shows whoever's looking at it what they think they should be looking at. So
Oh,
it's whatever. I guess it wouldn't really work in that situation because it's just whatever's already in their head, their perception of you kind of thing.
yeah, yeah. I have not seen Doctor Who that much.
Yeah. I never watched
I've been
the old stuff, but I watched the newer up until like I haven't seen the last like two and a half Doctors, I think.
so you missed the one where it was a woman.
I've seen episodes of her. I haven't seen
Okay,
all of her. I haven't seen any of the newest ones, and then I've seen chunks of the one with Peter Capaldi.
okay.
Anyway, they're not
Interesting.
vampires.
No, they're not. Well, so yeah, vampires. Yeah, you know, there's a lot of
Yeah, there's
different
so many.
genres of it.
Yep,
So, oh, one of my favorites is Hotel Transylvania.
that's a pretty good one. I do not say blah blah blah.
Blah blah blah.
Ah, dang it.
Adam Sandler. Adam Sandler.
Ah, classic.
So with that note, I'm on a roll today. It's time to get
Yeah,
into the Hall of Fame portion of the episode.
yeah. I actually had
And
kind of a hard time with this one.
there's if you just Google duo fantasies, and it's hard that they don't give you like when you say fantasy, we're thinking like Castle Days and stuff like that, D&D stuff,
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings, stuff like that. But the list and stuff that they give you is like they're
Mhm.
giving you supernatural stuff. They're giving you
I
like
noticed that too.
sci-fi.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like it was kind of hard for me to pick a few. I
I
had little
I came across
issues.
the same thing.
Um, I had to, yeah. So Yeah, so we'll have to go by. Um, are we gonna just attempt to do paper, rock, scissors again, or do you just want to like, you know what?
Can. All right.
I wish I had a coin. I would flip a coin, but you know what? I
Ooh,
don't have a coin.
I got a coin. Hang on.
You go. All right.
Gotta grab one from the coin jar. All right, here we go. Where's my camera?
All right.
We got heads. We got tails.
Okay. I'll call. Ready?
Oh yeah,
And
what?
heads.
Hey, it's heads.
Okay. I guess I'll go first.
All right.
Okay. I have a mini to choose from here.
I know. Depending on where you go, like it's gonna dictate where I go.
I think, I'm hoping this works for the genre. Um,
Okay.
would you say Pirates of the Caribbean is fantasy?
Yeah, because that was on my list too.
Okay. I'm going with Pintel and Rigetti.
Okay, that was not on my list. Who are those characters, Howard?
Those are the two that were on the Black Pearl with the not with they're the guy with the wooden eye,
Oh,
the
okay.
comic relief
That's
guys,
that's a good one. That's a good one.
where she goes, um, parlay, parlay, yeah, parlay. You
Yeah,
gotta take her to the captain now.
that's a good one. I didn't even think of those guys.
Oh gosh, I love those guys in those movies. It's like they send them out in the boat with the women's clothes on.
That that's so great. I love how they keep coming back through the whole series too.
Yeah, it's like, and then they choose to join Jack Sparrow's crew at the end. It's like, okay.
Right. All right, so you went
So yeah,
Pirates of the Caribbean.
yes.
I'm gonna like I'm gonna go with my heart here. I know there's one that I feel like is kind of an obvious one, but I'm not a huge Lord of the Rings fan, so I'm gonna steer away from that one. I'm gonna go Finn and Jake from Adventure Time.
Oh man, I did not think about
Yeah.
going to cartoons and stuff.
Mm-hmm. It's a fantasy cartoon.
And I just looked at my list and I had a number one that I wanted to use
I thought
before
about taking
Pintel and
Frodo and
Rigetti.
Samwise. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, I already have Samwise as a side character Hall of Fame.
Which
I
is
didn't want to
he's
put him
already
in.
on a list, so that's why I chose to
Yeah,
not go with him this time.
yeah. I have another one that would have been better than Pintel and Rigetti. Um, oh, what the hell? I'm gonna say because we're probably
We'll
won't do
forget
this.
about it next time anyway.
Yeah, and I should have took them. It should have been because it's so much. You're gonna hear them, and you're gonna be like, oh fuck. That's Arya Stark and the Hound from Game of Thrones.
Oh, that'd be a good one.
Yeah,
That is a pretty good one, actually. See, and there's
Game
so
of
many
Thrones.
different ones like you can go with.
Well, see, I was able to find some. All I did was I had to think of the fantasy shows and just look specifically into those shows
Oh
for
yeah, yeah.
duos.
Hmm.
So
Oh yeah, and as we get deeper into these two, like we're gonna have to do like deeper dives and okay, like
yeah.
oh everybody forgot about these two characters. Hey, they're a duo. Cool.
So side character. I went first. You get to go on this one.
All right, I'm this one once I started thinking about it, this one was actually pretty easy for me. And I'm going to the world of Avatar, the Last Airbender, not the blue people, you fucking buttholes, if that's what you were thinking. I'm going Uncle
I
Iroh.
wasn't thinking that. Oh my gosh.
Uncle Iroh. That
See,
dude is great.
I did not even think about going into like anime and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, you can go anywhere, man. It's
Because,
still fantasy.
damn it, Avatar: The Last Airbender would have been perfect for a few.
Oh yeah,
All right.
I had a hard time not picking Avatar duos for that one, but I knew I was taking Iroh with the side character. So
All right. So, side character for me, I have a few here that, man. Well, I went kind of. I'm gonna go Severus Snape
nice.
from the Harry
That's a good one.
Potter.
Yeah.
Severus
See, and I
Snape
didn't even
is
think to go like
key.
Harry Potter and stuff. Or for the side characters, I didn't. I was thinking duo because I was like, oh, you could pick like Ron and Harry, but I didn't even think for side characters for some reason.
All right, so
All right,
I'll get to the.
so you got the duo from Pirates, the dude with the wooden eye, and the other guy.
Yep.
I got Finn and Jake, and then you got Severus Snape, and I got Uncle Iroh.
Nice.
All right,
That's actually pretty good. All right. Time to spin for the next week.
do this.
All right, get this.
And did you replace the other categories
Yes, I did.
like we talked about? Okay.
I put in romance and buddy cop.
Okay.
Buddy cop or is it buddy I can't or buddy
Like
cop, I don't know.
I think it's buddy cop because it's like Die Hard, fucking
Right.
Beverly Hills Cop, that kind of stuff. Well, maybe not Die Hard, but Beverly Hills Cop, Lethal Weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We also but we don't need a so I'm
Just
gonna
examples.
here we go. Let's see. Ben.
Man, it's still going.
Oh,
My God, what the fuck?
superheroes.
I thought it was gonna be buddy cop, and then it just skipped
So
a
did
whole nother
I.
category. Jesus.
It
All right,
went from buddy
superheroes.
cop, superhero. Oh yeah, there's a lot to choose from in that genre.
Oh man. Yeah, duos and side characters. Oh geez. I feel like
Yeah.
all of them could be side characters.
What was it?
Okay, before we should specify what we mean by side characters. Like, can we pick Spider-Man because he's a side character to Deadpool? Or no, because Spider-Man's a fucking main character? Or
Well,
are we
also
talking like,
Spider-Man's also a side character in Avengers too.
okay,
Because
so
there's
what are we
really no
considering?
main.
Yeah, what are we considering a side character for superheroes? Would like, I don't want to give anything away if it does count.
Do we want to set
What
like
about like, what about like Toad from X-Men? Is he a side character? Because he's
side
not one of the
character?
main X-Men?
Yes. Oh, easy. If they have their own movie series, they're a main character. So like
Okay,
Spider-Man would not be one.
okay.
Most of
So
Marvel's
what about Groot? Is he a side
Groot would be a
character? Because
side
he's in
character.
Guardians of the
Yes,
Galaxy. So Peter Quill's a side character?
I'd say Peter Quill is the main character because he's one of the main characters in um, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, but Groot's also
Or
a Guardian of the Galaxy.
yeah. See, that's the tough.
Or are we just gonna go with what we have perceived as a main character in our head and then the other one? Because I would agree with you. Star-Lord is the main character of Guardians of the Galaxy. Groot and everybody else are side characters.
Right, exactly. That's how
Okay.
I saw things.
Okay. So like we can't pick Peter Parker, but we can pick Eddie Brock. Or no, because Eddie Brock is his own main character.
Right, Eddie Brock is Venom in his own movie series.
Okay, so that was just a bad example on my part. Sorry. Okay, I think
you
we know.
could
We're
pick,
just can't come up
yeah,
with examples right now, but I think we both.
right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's the duos that's gonna kind of trip me up.
There's so many duos.
Yeah.
Ooh, I have one. I gotta wait a whole
Don't.
week and not say anything and hope you don't take the same one.
Oh man, I don't know. I'm gonna have to.
I don't know.
I'm gonna have
You've
to
been
do
kind of
some.
a wild card as of late. Like you've been taking stuff
I like.
I do not expect you to take.
I wanted to. I've been trying to take the ones that's been abstract and
Yeah.
that and most people are not thinking of, but they're badass characters.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, like a lot of people,
Fair enough.
the people's gotta like Pintel and Rigotti. I mean, they're in
See,
all the
and
movies.
like I didn't know their names, but once you described who they were, I was like, yeah, no, that's a good one.
I didn't know their names until I looked it up.
I thought it was like a detective show or something. I'm like, what the fuck? Like a Zoli and Riles or whatever that show was.
Yeah, when I was looking in the characters and it came up, I was like, oh, those guys are awesome. You know. So, alrighty. Well,
All right, cool. Superheroes next week.
superheroes. To stay tuned to see what we come up with.
Might be a surprise.
Now,
Who knows?
and then since you guys know William's already thinking about a couple, and stay tuned to find out what he's thinking of. I can't wait. Thank you for listening. Remember to like us, rate us,
Yeah.
tell your
Like,
friends about
comment,
us,
subscribe, share.
share.
Sharing
Yeah.
is caring.
If I could turn back time. Oh no, wrong share. Sorry.
I was like, what? Jesus Christ. That one took a second. I was like, why are you singing Share?
Anyways,
Oh,
all right, guys.
yeah.
That was the side quest off the side quest off the ending of the side quest. So there we go.
Yep.
Thank you for listening. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week.
Take it easy, guys.
Peace.